The Freemasons, a topic that triggers a lot of truthers. Many people get wound up and they say they're Zionists, they're Jesuits, they're evil. If we go back and see what all this war starts from, the Constitution, George Washington. On his statue, it says Freemason and First President. If we then look at Benjamin Franklin, Freemason. And then if we come forward, you'll see that many key presidents for this war are Freemasons. Theodore Roosevelt. Frank Roosevelt during the World War, Freemason, started in 1933. The next president, Harry Truman, Freemason.
As a past Grand Master of the great state of Missouri, I'm very much interested in the Masonic Service Association. In the last war, we had 49 Grand Lodges trying to do the work of one. In unity is strength. This time, when our boys come marching home victorious, none will look askance and say, "Where was Freemasonry in this hour of need?" Approximately 10% of the boys in the service are Freemasons. Another 15% are close kin of Freemasons. Through the association, Freemasonry is meeting the challenge of their great need. At this very moment, in foxholes and on shipboard, beneath the sea and in the air, countless hands are being clasped in fraternal recognition as brothers find one another in the darkness as well as in the daylight. And countless fathers, bravely wishing Godspeed to their departing sons, are saying, "Boy, when your hour of darkness and loneliness comes, find a Freemason and tell him you're the son of a Freemason, and you'll find a friend."
Who set up the NSA? Harry Truman. Who set up the CIA? Harry Truman. Harry Truman has played a massive role in all of this, and we are effectively in the Truman Show now because we've contained every part of humanity within this realm to clear out evil. CIA was an amazing organization to infiltrate foreign affairs, and their counterintelligence worked out who all the evil people are.
They could not and would not stop short of total world domination. Kennan's message caused a sensation in Washington. President Harry Truman, his cabinet and military leaders all read the telegram. Truman was already concerned with Soviet expansionism and inclined to agree with Kennan's assessment. If the Western way of life was to survive, the Soviets would have to be contained. The United States, the president knew, was the only country in the world strong enough to stand up to Russia. But in order to do this, they would need to know how strong the Soviets were and to be able to predict their next move. In 1945, with the war over, President Harry Truman had disbanded the United States Foreign Intelligence Service, the Office of Strategic Services, or OSS. Now, in the face of this new threat, Truman resurrected the idea of a civilian intelligence gathering agency. On July 25, 1947, he signed the National Security Act, creating the Central Intelligence Agency.
So we think the CIA are working with the evil. It looks that way. But at the same time, we then monitor all the evil. Go and watch Narcos, go and watch El Chapo, go and see how the CIA, they look really corrupt. But within that, we've managed to do all the investigations. And if you go back to when it was set up and what took place then, amazing. Then we had the FBI, who again, Q tells us, they serve with distinction. We think they've been infiltrated, but we've been told that narrative because if we realised that these people were fighting for us, we wouldn't do anything. Same with the military. And the fact that we didn't think they were on our side, it meant people stepped up and did stuff. But the FBI director, the creator, Edgar Hoover, Freemason. So if you start going backwards and then see what all these plans were, we set the plans up with the intention of taking out evil at this time. This is a war in the making since 1776 and before that. It's dark versus light, it's a spiritual war. Yet if you go to Harry Truman and then come forward, you'll see every stage of this operation. You go to Ronald Reagan, you then go to Trump, and you can see in between we set up the stations, we set up the internet, we set up the dark web, and we catch them all. This is the greatest sting operation we've ever seen. And all you need to do is go and look at those figures and see what's been done, and then you try coming back with something. You're unable to. We're smart, we're good and godly, we're the ascended masters, we're the enlightened ones, and we're there to defeat evil.
And through our great association, the flower of Freemasonry is being made to bloom in the rocky soil of war's desolation. And the fruits of Freemasonry are being shared by every boy and girl who wears the uniform. There's nothing for sale in Masonic service centers. Neither mineral nor metal is the price of Freemasonry service to our boys. And yet, our centers are supported without fanfare or public appeal, because in our heart glows the great light of charity, unostentatious but sincere. Each of us giving generously because we have seen the light and heard the cry of the widow's son.